And good Wednesday morning, and welcome back to GBN Live. I'm Todd Cartner, your host. And guys, we have a special show for you today. Unfortunately, we had to have a little bit of a change in the plan, and we've got a special guest, Skyler Bird, joining me today. We're going to be talking to him just a moment about GBN and how it operates. One of the reasons that we're going to be doing this is we've had a lot of comments that have been put in the social media post after the show that are coming up and saying, tell me a little bit more about this GBN. What is it all about and that kind of stuff. So Skyler and I are going to dive into that today. So if you have any questions during the show, make sure you put them in the comments. Also, if we can get the graphic put up about StreamYard.com/Facebook, make sure you check that out. And that gives you permission on Facebook. They have to have your permission for us to be able to see who you are on air. So guys, stick around. GBN Live is next. All right, guys, here today I have with me the one and only Skyler Bird. And you know what? It looks like we may have to change the graphics there because I just noticed that my name's on your side and your name's on my side. With our new studio here.
Good morning. I'm Todd Cartner with GBN Live.
And I'm Skyler Bird with Skyler Bird Web Designs. So that's kind of funny, isn't it? I didn't even notice that. You know what? It must have been that way last week, too, and I didn't notice
it. Was. You're right.
So, well, that's the beauty of live show, right? We can fix it. There you go. So, Skyler, thank you for joining me today. I know this is going to be a little bit different format, but I look forward to it because I want to give our guests an inside look of what GBN is, who we are, what we do, and what we're all about. So, but before we get started, tell us about yourself, what you do, and a little bit more about your experience or your history with GBN and getting involved.
Oh, of course, yeah. So, I've told the story plenty of times. I was 18 years old, living in a little small town, just developing. Nothing to do there. I was applying 4 or 5 times a week to go work. Give me a job anywhere. I would walk into the Chili's, I'd walk into the surf shop, I'd walk into whatever. And they'd see me. No jobs. Get out of here. No jobs. On site. And growing up in my early teens, HTML, some of the light coding was just something I kind of did. I got into it in school. A teacher of mine, hey, Mr. Ramsey, if you're watching, got me into playing with Adobe Dreamweaver. You ever heard of that?
Oh, yes.
CS4. I had the big missing manual. Still have it. And it was a bit of an odd hobby for me.
That is the way to design a website. If you can do it in Dreamweaver, you can design in anything. Dreamweaver is all code. It's fun.
Yeah. So I got into it like that. And I said, well, okay, no one's going to hire me. I would like some kind of income. That would be nice right now.
Sure.
And I said, okay, well, I'll hire myself. Simple enough. Done. Declared. That's like bankruptcy, right? Just declare it. You're done.
How was the interview process?
Hard. Let me tell you. And so I get the business license. I got the zoning or whatever for the county too. A bit of a mess there. Put up an ad on Craigslist back when they were free.
Yeah.
Back when you had the personal sections, you could go through and see the filth of the world, trying to mingle. And I got my first 2 clients the same week, pretty fast. And I said, okay, there's something here. And since then, I've been doing the same thing. Less Craigslist, not zero, but still less Craigslist, and building it ever since. And 2020 happened. And I've always kind of been more reserved, more kept to myself, obviously. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a little teeny bit introverted, of course. You know this as well.
Not anymore. Not when I'm around us anymore.
Less. And I just always thought I'll do online ads. I'll do, cold outreach through messages or phone calls or whatever. I don't want to go network. That's old school. And I had a client, Brenda, if you're watching, you were the inspiration for a lot of this, who was like, I'm networking here, doing this, and she's everywhere. And I'm like, dude, you're 3 times my age, and you're making me look lazy over here. I'll try it out. So January 2020, I said, I'm going to start networking. And God said no. COVID ruined everything. And so I started back up. The beginning of 2021, I started doing a few. I met Deb Zimmerman through another event in Charlotte, of all places, and she turned me on to GBN, and we've been going ever since.
Yeah, Deb's awesome, and I appreciate that. So you do website design,
Yes.
you do social media, you do some paid promotion, paid online ads,
Yes.
things like that, and
Yes.
stuff. What do you see that is your um, I guess the way I should word it is, do you have most of your website clients doing the other things, or is it that most of your clients are doing paid promotions or social media or all of? I know they all tie in together, but is there one area that really jumps out that you do the most of? I guess is how I should say it.
It would be ideal if everybody said, "Hey, let's just use everything together and
Right.
let's just make some sense," but that is rarely the case. So usually it is somebody has a website that I could make better, and they want to advertise. They have their social media. They want me to come in and handle for them because they're part of a franchise or something, and you can't really touch the franchise website. But more times than not, it's still the website stuff. That is my background. I spent a lot of my time doing.
Sure.
Actually went to college for user interface design, and then said, "What am I doing? I've hired myself. Who cares about the degree?" And quit halfway through. But most often, it is the website design. It is that kind of online front where you're just always selling 24 hours a day. Everyone can find you in that space. It's usually my go-to.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Well, guys, if you have any questions for Skyler, go ahead and make sure you put them in the comments, and also tell us what you think about our new set and things here, other than the names at the bottom, because obviously we got those confused. So, Skyler, let's get into GBN a little bit, and talk about that. So, with GBN, let's tell people what GBN is first.
Yeah. So I would describe GBN as a referral networking organization oriented around business professionals, I would say. It is a great spot, especially I would say maybe for even the more service-based industry, sales, things like that. For you to go in, meet other people in the community, meet people that are also connected, can make the introductions for you as well, and really grow your network to grow that referral network that you have coming in. It's a great place for referrals, a great place to grow your business, to kind of get all these interpersonal things. I've gotten referrals, I've referred things out, I've gotten advice, I've gotten great advice. I've gotten services to complement my own. This is just numerous unexpected ways to grow your business for sure.
That's awesome. And so I want to get into our mission statement a little bit. Our mission statement is to attract like-minded professionals in the community to grow their business and network together. So it's very simple, and that's what it is. So we almost become a family, and that goes to our philosophy of friends first, business second. And we truly believe that if we become friends with each other, then we are automatically going to pass that business with each other. We got to know, like, and trust each other, and we see that so much. So let's kind of walk a little bit through the meeting, just so people can know what to expect when they come. So what's that first 15 minutes for?
So if you're on time, the first 15 minutes
you need to be
is your opening networking. So what that is you get in. There's really no structure to it. We're kind of floating around the room. Everyone's wherever. First off, you should see the greeter. You should see our guest host at the door. Make that introduction. Hello, this is, Will Smith, Michaela, or whoever's at your chapter doing that. Ideally, if you are new, they should take you over to the membership director.
Yeah.
And the membership director should take you around during opening networking. Just come out, meet everybody in the room, make a nice, soft introduction. Hello, this is who I am, trying this out. Very unstructured, very laid back, very friendly. And deliberately so, I would assume. Deliberately so you're not stuck in any rigid format. You can just, as you feel like it. I'm assuming somebody comes in, they're hungover, tired from last night.
Hopefully not on a Wednesday.
Let me get in my seat. I don't want to open network. But I like the openness. I like that you're free to do whoever with whoever. Say I'm sitting at this end of the table, and the person I want to meet's over here. It's quite hard during the structure section to go, hey, talk to me, hey.
Right.
So I like that I can get up and mingle around.
Right. It gets people to know each other, especially like you said, the new visitors and whatever. So Lori's watching us this morning. She said, "Good morning, gentlemen." Hey, Lori, thanks for joining us. So we do follow a structured agenda, though, after that first 15 minutes of the open networking. And but we really want to make sure that it is a fun environment. What do you think is the most important part about that structured agenda, and why we need that in our networking groups?
I think it's efficient, first of all. I think that if it was all open networking and we were just like bees in a hive, you, who'd I get?
Right.
It's very easy to lose track of time. It keeps us on time for starters, and it guarantees that if I sit down, I'm going to know each person at the table for sure. I'm going to have their business card for sure. I'm not chasing Joe out of the parking lot. I need a card, please.
Right.
And I have the information I need. I know everyone's names. I know what they do. We're acquainted in a way where I go, okay, hey, this is Will. This is what he does. He sells the Valero equipment. Okay, perfect. I have everything I need. It's very timely too, because I'm not bound to the same schedule everybody else is. Obviously, I'm here right now.
Right.
But if you are, clocking in 9 to 5, it's nice to be out by 9. I would assume.
Yeah. And we try to do that. Terry Ann's over here. She says the set looks great. Skyler was a great help to me, and she highly recommends him. Well, Terry, you're amazing too. So we thank you for watching.
Love you, Terry.
Yeah, we love you, Terry. But that brings me to another point. One of the things that we do that you kind of mentioned is every member gets the opportunity to stand up and do a 60-second presentation.
Yes.
So when they're doing that 60-second presentation, they're talking about how to teach or how to train their sales staff. And so it's not about selling to the people in the group. It's about selling to their network, which is good. So we had a guest this morning, Angie, if you're watching, I hope you are, but if you're watching, she said the same thing. She looked at me. She said, you didn't tell me I had to stand up and speak. But it is so good, and we talked about this, to do that in that environment, because you become friends. That's our friends first, business second. Mm-hmm. You become friends, so you get comfortable in speaking. If you had to go give a presentation to a board of 50 or 60 people, you want to know that when you go in there and you're speaking, that you're very confident.
Yes.
And this is a great way to build that as well. You were one of those guys.
I was.
And so tell us a little bit about that.
Can I be totally candid with you?
Absolutely, 100%.
So I've had probably like a lifelong issue with my generalized anxiety. It's no secret to anybody. I'm a very anxious guy, obviously. I've had meetings where I've had to get up multiple times to go stomach issues, vomit, whatever, come back. All right, what was I saying again? The figures are XYZ. And it is a great opportunity. And that's really, I think that scales on to everything else in life, where you find discomfort, where there's some kind of hardship, there's a challenge, there's misery or suffering or anything like that. That's usually the catalyst for growth, I would say. And the way Angie was uncomfortable, if you can get through that discomfort, like great analogy for her, if you can lift the weight, you can get that weight up and it hurts and it burns, you're going to grow back. It's going to be stronger. You're better. If you can get through the discomfort, there's growth on the other side of that always. And so it is a great opportunity to come in, get that soft seal down, get comfortable in front of crowds, figure out, well, what do I do? Well, how do I say that? Say that I'm in an elevator with somebody. I need to pitch it, the minute ride up. How do I have that concisely? How do I have that in a minute? It's a great format, because oftentimes you're in a position where you're with somebody busy. What do? I do bang, 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 bang. Perfectly said, covers all of it, and I practiced it. It's outstanding. It's great.
Yeah. And I remember one of the first meetings that you came in, you kind of just stood up and you said, "Hey, I'm Skyler," blah, blah, blah. And now you're when you stand up, you really have, and I don't want to make this sound wrong, but you come across as the authority on website design.
Yes.
You have that confidence in yourself, right? But you have that confidence in yourself, which really makes a difference from me as a client that says, "Hey, he knows what the hell he's talking about." And so I know that I can trust you. So being a member of an organization like this, you get to know, like, and trust the individual. And knowing people is really just a handshake. Hey, how you doing? When you start trusting people, is when you really get to know what they do, and you see that whatever they do for a profession, they know what they're talking about. So GBN is really, really good at that, of helping you get to that point. So we talked about the 60-second presentation. Let's talk a little bit about the GBN minute, which is where you stand up and do the 60-second. But the next step is actually the spotlight presentation, and that's where we get up and we start talking about that's your show and tell moment. So tell us a little bit about that part.
So generally, we have a rotation. Into my chapter, I'm the executive officer. I'm in charge of the rotation. And we go through and say, okay, everybody needs to get up and do the spotlight presentation. First of all, it's a great opportunity, yet again, to practice your speaking, to get concise on these points, to get comfortable in front of crowds, talking about yourself and what you're doing. But on top of that, it is a great way to train everybody else in the room to do the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
You come in, and I think it's often a big misconception about networking groups. I hear it a lot. I get this feedback, like, "Oh, I'm my networking group today. You network? What are you networking for? Well, I get referrals and stuff out of it. It grows my business. It's pretty good for me. It's like, yeah, but once I'm in there, there's like 2 people need my services and I'm kind of done. That's not the point. That's not why you're there. The entire objective of the spotlight presentation, a 10-minute spotlight presentation, is each person in that room knows at least 100 people.
Yeah.
If they're some kind of strange recluse, it's at least 100. The mailman, a nurse, something. And that is your chance to educate them on what you do and to give them the material they need to give a good referral for you. Someone says, oh, I need flooring. Wait a minute. I know a flooring guy.
Yeah.
He prides himself in this. He does a good job at this. He had one customer he did this way above and beyond job for. This is your guy. And they know that because you've taken the time to lay it out there for them over the course of your presentation.
And that's exactly right. As a real estate agent, it makes me look like an authority to my clients because I say, I know a web guy. I know a flooring guy. I know an insurance person for this and for that. I know a mortgage lender. I know all of these people. So I become the go-to person for that client. And most of my clients still to this day will call me and say, hey, I need this. And this has been 2 or 3 years later. Do you know somebody?
Oh, yeah.
And that makes a world of difference. So we do record this stuff. We don't harp on holding people accountable as much, but we do record it because I think it's important to know anything that you're part of, whether it's the chamber, GBN, or any networking group. It's important to know how much you're giving and how much you're receiving so that you can hold yourself accountable for it. So let's talk a little bit about those referrals and closed business and how that works.
Oh, of course, yeah. So we do log all of that. It is, like you said, recorded. It's in the app. Very easy to do. Well, I've heard some complaints.
It takes 2 seconds.
It's like, all right, well, I met with so-and-so today. Bam. Sure ruined my day.
Yeah, right.
It's very easy to do. We get into the app. We record, referrals. Those are then mated to closed business so we can track everything so we can see, okay, who's performing here? Who's doing well here? What's working for them? How can we grow the people that aren't performing? How can we really get in here? And it's all about growing each other's businesses. That's really kind of the main focal point of that. To bring emphasis to that, it's like that's what we're here for. It is referral marketing. It's network marketing. That's kind of the point, is that you refer me out, I refer you out, and we at least make it a priority.
Yeah.
We at least say, hey, like, all right, let's log that in, put that in. The beginning of every meeting, I'm executive officer. I stand up and say, we've done this much closed business. We've had this many one-to-ones. We've had this many referrals. This many people close business this week. We always get a feel for these figures and keep them top of mind, I feel.
Yeah, that's good. And I think that, we have grown so much in the last couple months, but I think that one of the things that's really stuck out to me is that we almost become mentors to each other in business.
Yes.
And that is so important. So, well, guys, hey, stick with us, and we're going to come back right after the commercial break. We're going to talk a little bit about GBN and how you can get involved. So we'll see you soon. Stick around. GBN Live. We'll return after the message.
Hi, I'm Justice Ann. I've been a canine liaison at Grand Strand Law Group for, 30 years? What's that? You don't believe me? I meant 30 dog years, of course. First rule of lawyering, read the fine print. Anywho, my humans at Grand Strand Law Group have a combined 20 years experience. I know, not as much as me, but that's in people years. So yeah, still pretty impressive. Real estate, estate planning, or probate, you need GSLG.
Grand Strand Law Group. Trust us, we have a dog.
Great Business Networking grew out of the idea that by creating lasting friendships within the community, we can make the community even better.
I was looking to network with professionals and to be able to refer my clients to somebody that I trust.
Well, it's really important to trust the members of the group because we really generate quality referrals, and to know somebody, be friends with them, and get that qualified referral is the key to success.
It is networking, but it doesn't feel like networking, and that is important to me. I come to the meetings, I have fun, I make great connections, and I help grow my business.
GBN, these are some of the best professionals in the market, and having that resource available to me, that's priceless. Well, GBN is a network of business professionals that build long-lasting friendships that will not only grow my business, will grow yours as well. That's what referral marketing is all about.
GBN really is the most important marketing for your business. Check us out today. Okay, guys, welcome back to GBN Live. I just wanted to take a moment to thank our sponsor, which is Grand Strand Law Group. They have offices in Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach. You can reach them at grandstrandlawgroup.com or calling them by 843-492-5422. Grand Strand Law Group handles all your real estate needs as well as wills and trust and things like that. So thank you. I also want to tell everyone that if you will, please make sure that you enter in hashtag GBN Rocks. We'll put that up on the screen here. As long as Dancing Debbie is up, we'll make sure that she is up while we do the giveaway for a $25 gift card to Walk-Ons. So, Skyler, before the break, we talked a little bit about how we help each other's business and things like that. But let's talk specifically about what, and I may need to jump in here because I'm putting you on the spot, but what the difference is between a lead and a referral.
So to me, feel free to correct me on this, a lead is much more cold than a referral.
100%.
So, and I get this a lot. I won't name names, but it'll be like, oh, well, my deli needs a new website. You should do it. Okay, do you know the owner? Nah. Just here you go. I'm just as cold as you are.
Right, exactly.
Whereas a referral is like, hey, my brother's starting up a business. He's doing lawn care. Can you do the business? I'll give him your name. Much, much more warm, I find.
Yeah. And I like that too. We say this on GBN Live or in GBN meetings all the time, that you want to be able to give somebody their the person's name, their phone number, preferably their email address as well. And if we can do that, then that way we can go out and you can be prepared when you go to talk to that referral or whatnot. So how long does a meeting typically last?
A meeting typically is 90 minutes, unless we're very enthusiastic, and someone's
right.
GBN minute is a GBN quarter hour.
Right.
That keeps us on schedule, like I was saying earlier, because if we're not consistent with the time, if we're not structured, and you have everybody going to work late, and there's no point. If we're making you late for work and you're in trouble at work, well, it's not very worth having a network if you don't have a job. So
that is so true. That is so true. You got a point there. So we talked about the referrals and the testimonials, how long they meet, that kind of stuff. There's some other things that we do in the meeting that are geared more toward the business side of it, which would be your like you said, the executive officers report, the membership directors report, the event directors report, and things like that. But there's a lot of things that GBN offers outside of the meeting as well. And I want to talk a little bit about those. And one of them is coming up this coming Tuesday night at the Walk-Ons in Carolina Forest. And that is our GBN After Hours. That is a great place for you guys to come and meet the members that all the chapters in the Myrtle Beach market come together. We have one on the second Wednesday at Frothy Beard down in the Charleston market. And we're getting ready to add one up in the Florence market and the Sumter market as well, and soon to be the Greenville market as we continue to grow. And so that's something that we definitely want to do. But it's very fun. It's a very nice atmosphere. You come in, we play some silly game to get people to talking and whatever. But tell us a little bit about some of the other things that are available out there for members of GBN other than just the after hours.
Absolutely. The big thing that entices me, we get discounts.
Yeah, there you go.
Things are cheaper. The next thing is we do a lot of, I would say, maybe not particularly one-off events, but we do annual events, I would say. Like the GBN Expo was a big thing.
Right.
That was a big coming together in the big conference room down in Myrtle Beach, where we all got to sell to the public, to everybody that came in, other business owners. It was a great event to really kind of show what you do more so. We had a lot of booths there. We had people with displays, people with their products. And I don't see many. Do you see any other networking groups doing an expo for their members like that? We're oftentimes at other expos as well. I know we did the Dragon Boat races, right? We were there. Yep. We did the Sockasty Heritage Festival as well. We're on top of those, also getting us out there, getting you out there, of course, too.
Even did XCon.
Oh
with
yeah,
our buddy Brett.
I forgot about that. We did do that.
Yeah.
And there's the GBN family picnic we're doing here soon. That should be a great time. Looking forward to that. I'll be there at that. There's of course the app keeps us connected, keeps us updated, very well structured there as well.
And of course, GBN Live,
Oh,
right here.
Forgot where I am. Hello.
GBN Live. That's it. So, yeah. So, guys, we talked a little bit about this, but I want to say something about it again. Our goal is not to sell to the people in the group. It's to sell to their network, and that network can be really, really broad, because when we go into that network, you never know who the friends of somebody else is. So you never know what their connections is. Even for a website, you could have somebody that's in our group that may know a CEO of a hotel chain.
Yeah.
And boom, before you know it, all of their you have into all their hotels, or even a restaurant chain that they want a website for each one. So what do you think what do you call that? What do you want to how would you explain that group of people that you're reaching out to through your members?
There's a term for this, actually. It was a college study. It's referred to as the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. So you are always, at any point in time, 6 people away from Kevin Bacon, or anybody for that matter.
There you go.
The study came to find is the difference between you and anybody else is you know somebody that knows 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 Kevin Bacon or knows anybody. And oftentimes, maybe Kevin Bacon isn't your audience, your ideal prospect. That's okay. This applies to really anyone. So say that, for example, I'm looking to get in front of a big CEO for those hotel chains. Let me get the big contract doing all the hotel websites. If I'm in a networking group, if I'm doing network marketing, I've then shortened that chain. I've then gone from, just myself to now I'm meeting, 12, 15, 20 people in my group.
Some of our chapters have over 40 now.
Over 40 people.
Yeah.
Which then even shortens that even more. So I am then, 4 degrees away from this person? So realistically, somebody in this group is going to know someone that knows your prospect, if not directly in the first place. The span and the reach of this is exponential. You can do the math.
Yeah.
It's like if we have 100 members and each of them know 100 people, you're connected to some really, really hard numbers there. That's like 10,000?
Yeah.
10,000 people from just one meeting.
Yeah.
It's hard to wrap your mind around. We're oddly social in the way that it's only immediate. I see Todd, like, all I have is Todd here. No, I have Todd's entire network now,
which keeps growing every day.
Every day, you look at his Facebook friends.
That's right. That's right. Some of them I don't even know, so that's kind of cool. So I tell you what, Skyler, let's take a quick change here, and if you need to put in that hashtag GBN Rocks, we don't have but just a few seconds here, and then we're going to go into drawing for our giveaway this week. But let's wrap this up and say what does GBN mean to you, and specifically even referral networking? How is it? How have you grown from it, and how has it helped your business?
I think all around the word is opportunity. I think it's very possible to go into these things and go, I'll keep my head down. I'll go to every other one. I'll make my presentation short. Here's what I do. Website, landing page, navigate, mobile website. Bye. And I think it really is what you make of it. It's really what you put into it, which broadly applies to everything. But in this case, this is one of those opportunities. This is one of those things where you get into it, you get out of it what you put into it, I should say. And in this case, it was an opportunity to work on interpersonal skills, to work on my introductions, my hello, the very soft skills in that area. A new member comes in. It's hard. It's hard for someone like me to go, oh, hey, new person, I'm Skyler. I do websites. Good to meet you.
But you did it this morning. I did. You walked right up and did that. And I think that's the part of our type of family. We call it the GBN family. I think that's what is so important to us, because we are creating those relationships. We are fine tuning our techniques and our ability to do presentations and to interact with other people. And that's priceless.
Yes.
That's priceless.
Yes.
And so the one thing I want to say is there are some organizations out there
Mhm.
that are, and I'm gonna just throw some out there, but like a Rotary Club, um, Lions Club, or something like that.
Right, right.
But the chamber or things like that,
Mhm.
they're $300 or $400 to join, sometimes more
Oh,
than
more,
that.
yeah, usually more.
You know, it depends on what it is.
Mhm.
You have other networking groups that do just networking, and those networking groups, some of them are even close to 1,000 or more to join
Oh,
now.
more. I've seen more.
And yeah, and so what GBN is we are like that networking group and a chamber of commerce, if you will,
Mhm.
and blend them together. And so when you put those two together, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're
Yes.
getting the structured meeting each week, but you're also getting all of the after hours, the business expos, all the stuff that we mentioned. None of them have a talk show like this, just so you know. But what's the first step that somebody needs to do to get involved?
It's very simple. Very simple. Ideally from the website, gbnonline.com. Find the closest chapter to you. Just show up.
That's it.
It's that easy.
You don't even have to tell us you're coming.
Everything in life. Just do it. There's no weird big step to it. I got to do XYZ first. Just do it. Just show up. Come in. We'll have somebody at the door for you. We'll have our guest host at the door. Like I said, they'll bring you over to everybody else. From there, they got you.
Yeah. And that's it. And guys, being a member of GBN is very cost effective. We're $195 a year and a one-time application fee of $50. And you get so much out of that for your money. And I guarantee your businesses will grow. I guarantee it'll grow. And if nothing else, the way you do business will grow.
Oh yes.
And it's amazing. So Skyler, thank you for joining us today. This to me, I think, was a great episode that we were able to go out there and tell people about being a part of GBN and what it's all about. So I greatly appreciate you coming. Guys, let's give away our gift right quick. If we can go in there and draw and see what we have here. So this is for our free $25 gift card to Walk-Ons. And it is our winner this week is going to be Chris Honeycutt. Look at that. Chris just put up a comment just a second ago that I saw while we were talking that said that Skyler is the bomb. He's the man. So we appreciate that. So, but Chris, we'll get that card over to you. I appreciate that. And thanks for tuning in today. Guys, next week we're going to have with us Gustav Just, or Gus Just is how we like to call him. He is with Double E Financial and down in our Charleston market with the new and upcoming Mount Pleasant chapter. Oh, nice. So he's going to be joining us next week here live on GBN. So Skyler, once again, thank you. And guys, remember, if it's Wednesday, it's GBN Live. Y'all have a great week.